Welcome back, coin collectors and history lovers. Today we are diving into a magnificent piece of British coinage history, the 1908 Edward VII 1 penny. This copper coin is more than just currency. It's a relic of an empire, a story of a king, and a symbol of Britain's power and pride in the early 20th century. So, polish your magnifying glasses and let's unlock the story of this legendary coin. To understand the 1908 1 penny, we must first understand King Edward VII, the monarch whose name is immortalized on this coin. Edward VII was the eldest son of Queen Victoria. After her record-breaking reign, Edward ascended the throne in 1901 and ruled until his death in 1910. His reign is known as the Edwardian era, a time of elegance, empire, and exploration. It was also a period of political change, industrial advancement, and the height of British global influence. The coin in question, dated 1908, comes from the final years of Edward's reign. It reflects the confidence of an empire that spanned continents from Britain to India, Australia to Africa. The inscriptions on the coin speak volumes about that power. We'll get to that in just a minute. This era also saw innovations in minting technology and the beginning of changes in coin designs that would influence British currency for decades to come. Let's take a close look at the actual design of the 1908 1 penny coin. This coin was struck in bronze, has a diameter of approximately 30.8 millimeters and weighs around 9.4 grams. On the obverse side, that's the front, you'll find a powerful effigy of King Edward VII facing right. This portrait was designed by George William de Saulles, one of the leading engravers of the time. It's a simple yet majestic profile, clean-shaven and crowned only by his presence. Edward VII, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Every word reflects authority. It was a political and religious title, reinforcing the king's divine right to rule and his dominion over the British Empire. Now flip the coin to the reverse side and you'll see the iconic image of Britannia, the female embodiment of Britain. She sits facing right, helmeted and draped in classical robes, holding a trident in one hand and a shield bearing the Union Jack in the other. The sea flows behind her, and beneath her seat lies the Word. This reverse design had been used since the mid-1800s and remained a strong symbol of British identity and naval strength. The Britannia design connected deeply with the Empire's sense of unity, security, and maritime pride. The 1908 Edward VII 1 penny was minted in large quantities primarily in London, but also in colonial mints such as Calcutta, India. In total, millions of these coins were produced for circulation throughout the empire. Here's a breakdown. Mintage in the UK: Royal Mint, London approximately 47 million coins. Mintage in Calcutta for Indian use: smaller, limited quantities, often with subtle variations. These coins circulated widely throughout Britain, Ireland, Australia, and India, used for daily transactions like buying bread, catching the tram, or even paying for newspapers. The coin was part of everyday life, carried by soldiers, merchants, schoolchildren, and servants alike. Today, however, the survival rate of well-preserved coins is quite low. Most circulated pieces show heavy wear due to the soft bronze composition and frequent use. Finding uncirculated or mint-state coins is far more difficult and therefore much more valuable. So, how much is a 1908 Edward VII 1 penny coin worth today? That depends heavily on the coin's condition. Let's break it down. Heavily worn condition: good to very good, around $1 to $5. Moderate wear: fine to very fine, between $5 to $15. Extremely fine EFXF: these can fetch anywhere from $20 to $60. About uncirculated AU: around $75 to $120. Depending on IAPEAL. A certified MS-63 or MS-64 coin from a reputable grading agency like PCGS or NGC can command prices between $150 and $400. Rare proof strikes or exceptional full red specimens with original copper color can fetch over $500 or more at auction. Coins with special attributes such as die cracks, misstrikes, or mint errors can also drive the value higher. And if your 1908 penny happens to be from the Calcutta Mint, it might be of greater interest to Indian numismatists, especially if it features unique mint marks or strikes. If you have a 1908 Edward VII penny and want to know if it's valuable, check for the following: sharp detail on the king's hair, beard, and Britannia's figure. Clean rims without dings or corrosion. Original color red or red-brown copper patina is preferred. No heavy scratches or pitting. Look for rare varieties or errors such as double strikes off center minting or die breaks. Consider sending your coin to a third-party grading service like NGC or PCGS if it's in particularly nice condition. The 1908 Edward VII 1 penny is more than a century old and more than just a coin. It represents a time when Britain was at the height of its power, a time of grand steamships, telegrams, colonial rule, and industrial dominance. Owning one is like holding a piece of the British Empire in your hand with the king, the queen like Britannia, and a coppery legacy that survives to this day. Whether you're a passionate numismatist or a casual coin enthusiast, the 1908 penny is a must-have in any serious collection. And who knows, that old coin you inherited from your grandfather might just be worth a small fortune. Have you ever held a piece of history right in the palm of your hand? A small bronze circle that once traveled through the pockets of the British Empire over a century ago. Today, we're diving deep into the world of one such timeless treasure, the Edward VII 1 penny coin from the year 1908***. Get ready for a fascinating journey filled with royal legacy, rare value, and collector's dreams. Before we talk about the coin, let's talk about the face on it: King Edward VII. He was the son of Queen Victoria and ruled the United Kingdom from 1901 until his death in 1910. Known as the Peacemaker King, Edward VII brought a sense of modernity and diplomacy to the British monarchy after the long, conservative reign of his mother. Born in 1841, Edward waited nearly 60 years to ascend the throne. His reign, though short, marked the beginning of the Edwardian era, a time of great change, industrial growth, and cultural expansion in Britain and its colonies. Edward was a beloved figure, and his likeness on coins brought about a new royal image. He was the first British monarch to be depicted with a mustache, a small but significant symbol of change in the royal iconography. Now let's focus on the beautiful Edward VII 1 penny coin of 1908. This coin is a bronze masterpiece, with a diameter of 30.8 millimeters and a weight of about 9.45 grams. It was minted in the United Kingdom at the Royal Mint in London. You'll see the bareheaded portrait of King Edward VII facing right. Around the edge, the Latin inscription reads, Edward VII, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Such inscriptions remind us of how vast the British Empire was during his reign, stretching from India to Canada, from Australia to Africa. On the reverse side, we see the traditional seated figure of Britannia, holding a trident and shield, with the word 1 penny and the date 1908 below. Britannia is the personification of Britain, strong, elegant, and unshaken, representing the island nation's maritime dominance and resilience. The level of detail on both sides makes the coin a true work of historical and artistic value. The 1908 1 penny comes from an era of global transition. It was minted just 2 years before Edward VII passed away in 1910, making coins from this period especially interesting to collectors. During the Edwardian era, the Royal Mint began to focus more on quality control, consistent weight, and design improvements, setting new standards for coinage. Interestingly, the 1908 issue wasn't just used in Britain. Coins like these circulated in many parts of the British Empire, including India, Australia, and Africa, further enhancing their global significance. These pennies were part of everyday life used for bread, newspapers, and tram fares. Imagine how many hands they passed through, what stories they could tell. In 1908, 1 penny had real value. For example, a loaf of bread could cost 1 or 2 pennies. A glass of beer could be bought for just a penny. A worker could earn a few shillings per week, making every penny count. The Edward VII penny was a vital part of the working class economy, small in size, but powerful in purpose. This was a time when people still saved copper coins in tin boxes and children would collect pennies for sweets. While the 1908 Edward VII penny is not the rarest British penny ever minted, it holds a unique place in numismatic history. Its value comes from several factors, historical significance being from the penultimate year of Edward VI's reign. It marks the near end of the Edwardian coinage era. Condition: like any collectible, condition matters. A well-worn coin may have little monetary value, while one in mint or near uncirculated condition can be worth many times more. The Royal Mint's craftsmanship in 1908 is considered excellent, and collectors love the clear details of the bust and Britannia. The design of the Edwardian penny is considered by many collectors as one of the most beautiful pre-decimal British coins. Now comes the golden question: how much is a 1908 Edward VII 1 penny worth today? As of 2025, here are the approximate market values based on condition. Heavily worn, good condition, around $1 to $3, fine condition, between $5 and $10, very fine light wear, strong details, around $15 to $25, extremely fine minimal wear, sharp features, $30 to $50. Uncirculated mint state, no wear, high luster. These can fetch $80 to over $150, especially if graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Rare errors or proof versions, though not common for this year, can push the price even higher. For serious collectors, an original, unclean 1908 penny with excellent detail and natural patina is a true gem of the Edwardian era. This isn't just an old coin. It's a piece of global history. The Edward VII 1 penny of 1908 connects us to a time of empires, industrial growth, and social transformation. It tells a story not just of kings and queens, but of ordinary people, factory workers, sailors, shopkeepers who used it in their everyday lives. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, adding this coin to your collection brings value far beyond money. It's about holding a relic that stood the test of time, a witness to history, an echo from a vanished world. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1908 Edward VII 1 penny coin, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin history videos, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a story from the world of vintage coins. Have a coin you want us to talk about? Drop it in the comments below. We might feature it in our next episode. For watching, and remember, every coin has a story, you just have to listen. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative and fascinating, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel Coin Purchaser for more coin deep dives and numismatic treasures from around the world.